Hey everybody, welcome to That's Good Stuff, our show where we take deep dives into pop culture's newest releases. Um, this week we have Argylle from Apple Films and director Matthew Vaughn. He did good stuff that you might remember, like First Class and Kingsman stuff. But he's back this time to tell the story of Ellie Conway. Jared, do you have something?
Is he related to Vince Vaughn at all?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. He's British, right? Yeah, I heard an interview with
I
him.
had no idea.
Anyway, Ellie Conway. She's a famous spy novelist. And her novels are called Argylle, in which the main character we see as Henry Cavill. Because we see in her mind or whatever, I guess, when she's telling the story. And it's Henry Cavill, and on his latest adventure, he's fighting Dua Lipa for some reason, and John Cena is his best guy.
Can't see him.
Drinking coffee at a cafe.
That was the best part.
Drink coffee.
I'm about to have a very good cup of coffee.
And she leaves it on a cliffhanger because it turns out they're playing for the wrong team, and now they're on the run. But Ellie Conway has kind of writer's block, and she doesn't really know how to end this last book she's working on. So she decides to hop on a train to see her parents. But on the way, she meets Sam Rockwell in a beard. And turns out he's not only a fan of hers, he's a spy himself. And he defends her from spies on the train, because it turns out there's a ton of spies on the trains.
Be a good title for a movie, Spies on a Train.
Spies on a train. He fights them off, and he tells her that the division is looking for her because her novels are actually based on true events that happen in the world. So people want to kidnap her so they know what's going to happen, I guess. That's how it goes. And that is our story. These two are on the run from the division, and there's lots of twists and turns that you would not expect, or maybe you would if you were watching the movie. So Argylle, let's give our thoughts. That's the plot. I'm not going in spoilers for everything we talk about, because there's going to be a lot. It's going to be a rush of spoilers. But so tune out now and go watch the movie if you want. But if you don't, and you just want to hear us what we thought about this movie, we are going to turn it to, I don't know who to throw it to. Thomas?
Okay. Okay. This is not my favorite of the Matthew Vaughn films. Though I will preface this is better than some of the films that we've gotten lately. So mostly
Matthew Vaughn, or just
Matthew Vaughn. Yeah.
Okay.
The last Kingsman was a super big disappointment in my mind.
The King's Man?
That Kingsman.
Kingsman.
The one with Rasputin that is probably 4 times better than the movie that we were talking about at this moment?
Yeah, because I'm sorry, but that's a terrible movie, Michael. I don't know what you're talking about.
That was a fun movie. This was a disaster.
Okay, well, it's my turn to talk, so be quiet.
Knock yourself out.
I'm kind of glad that we didn't have any weird sexual stuff in this one, because when Matthew Vaughn goes that route, it gets really creepy.
Did we not?
Not really, no.
Pretty tame on that part.
Kind of tame, yeah. I think so. It was kind of a love story.
Weird crotch dancing spin move. That's
we got a lot of whirly bird in there.
Yeah.
Well, who doesn't throw a good whirly bird once in a while? I've done it with Thomas.
Bird. Thought we wouldn't talk about that. But okay. I mean, I don't know. Like Sam Rockwell was a lot of fun.
He's always a delight.
Henry Cavill was cool, but we didn't get enough of him. Honestly,
we have to address his haircut, which is almost as bad as this movie.
Yeah,
who puts him in that hair?
Who decides
the
point?
It
was a terrible suit too.
Buzz the top of your head.
Maybe that's her.
It hurt my brain.
picture
There's
of a dream man is that hair.
I don't know. It hurt me.
It was a terrible suit too, but
He had
you know.
terrible hair the whole movie because then he was a Texan. Then he had those that
Oh.
curly mullet.
Mullet man going.
that was not a
Spoilers.
Texas accent, by the way.
I don't know what. I don't even understand.
what
we
the
can get
heck
to that
was
part in
that?
a minute, but I don't understand that part at all.
I don't know either. I don't understand the end
We got
credits
the
of the
part
scene.
we don't get it.
I don't know. Like I had fun watching this. I was laughing, but I won't see this movie again. I can tell you that. But I will say it's a lot better than The King's Man and The Kingsman: The Golden Circle. That was a terrible movie.
Yeah, I've not
Never
heard of
saw
that.
it.
Never seen
I
it.
didn't even see it.
Bad. It's not good. I mean, not as good as like X-Men First Class, but I mean that's a whole other issue. I think
That's wild.
Yeah, man.
Way better than R.I.P.D. I'll tell you that much. Good.
Oh my God.
He did
Lord.
that.
That
Yes.
movie's terrible.
That
was
movie
a
is
bad
one of the
movie.
worst movies I've ever seen. I don't know. Like I had fun watching it, but yeah, it's nothing to write home about, really.
I want to go to Jared first because I have no idea what Jared's going to say about this movie. I kind of know what Michael's going to say about it.
Oh. One quick thought though. This is like Citadel, but better than Citadel. Now that's not a high bar, but still better than Citadel.
It was a coherent
Yeah.
Citadel.
Like there was an actual story in this. There wasn't a story in Citadel.
I didn't hate this movie. This was just like
Really?
this was like a rom-com quality of movie.
Oh my goodness.
I wasn't that terrible. I've seen worse. It's better than those Netflix movies we watched.
Yeah, like out of all the movies that we've watched for this channel, this is like
I actually
not
laughed in this
horrible.
movie. It's not good. It's not like, oh my God, go see this. But I wasn't like, oh, I wasted money on a ticket bad. I like Sam Rockwell. He did his Sam Rockwell thing where he's just like kind of a goofball. He kind of like his Zaphod, which is always good.
I kept waiting for him to like have a different head, by the way. A second head.
Pop up or
Yeah,
whatever.
pop up.
Man, we got to talk about that movie someday.
We do.
What are you talking
Michael, have you
Um,
seen that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hitchhiker's
Hitchhiker's
to the
Guide.
Hitchhiker's
Galaxy?
Guide to the
I
Galaxy.
haven't seen that.
Well, we
Jesus.
got to do that.
I was a baby.
we
a
got to
man
do
of-
that sometime.
Man of
I
little
love that
taste.
movie. What was I gonna say? I liked all the characters. No one really like bothered me or anything. There was no like depth to this movie. Like all the twists were super not twist. Even like Samuel L. Jackson was pretty cool in this. Like just like the what do you call it? Like the tech guy, I guess, of an
Very
agency.
jolly tech guy
Yeah.
slapping his desk.
Eating grapes. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, the cat stuff got a little
Well, much.
crazy. It was like
What
a
was the
children's movie with a
point of
cat.
the cat?
I mean,
What's
the
point of the
beginning.
cat? She's a cat lady. That's
Yeah.
the
Well,
point of
she's
the
not.
cat.
She's a dog lady. She just forgot. That's what all cat people are. They just forgot they're dog people.
No,
I am shocked at you two guys. So I want to go to Michael because I think he has.
you
the
just
right
want someone to
opinion.
back you up.
Yes,
you
so
don't want to
I'm
hear the
gonna-
truth.
I'm gonna let Michael back me up. Go ahead, Michael.
Okay, well, firstly, I would like to point out that I went to Michael Vaughn. Michael. What the heck's his name? Mark.
Matthew.
There you go.
Matthew
Mark,
Vaughn?
Luke, and John. Went to the IMDb, which I feel like IMDb is harshly accurate with its reviews, and on the Metascore next to it. The world agrees that Kingsman is better than this movie. Just so you guys know, this
Never
movie,
seen it.
Hate
this movie
Kingsman,
itself.
Keeping
It's-
my
King-
opinions to myself. on
Kingsman's
that, but
not a
okay.
great movie, but compared to this
Yeah.
movie, Thomas, I'm sorry. It's this movie.
The
okay,
lead character on Kingsman's better.
I'm sorry, but did you have Rasputin basically sucking off a guy in the middle of this?
I
No,
mean, it was-
no, we didn't.
That was interesting, but his fight scene's awesome, though. It's so awesome. Anyway,
Again, separate issue.
Ray Fiennes was good.
You're right. Yes, Ray Fiennes was good in that.
but this movie itself, I didn't mind 3/4 through the movie. I was like, this is a very like if you put no effort into a spy thriller, that's what this movie is. It's like a Disney Channel. Hey, we're gonna have the steps and moments we go through, but she doesn't really seem like the type, and he doesn't really seem like the type, but we're gonna play along with it. But then you hit the latter part of this movie, which we'll get to in a minute. But I'll play the few of the positives. I'll agree. I like Bryce Dallas Howard as an actress. I thought she did a good job. Didn't fit the part of a secret agent in the slightest, but I guess that's kind of intentional on how they're dressing her. But she did
I
do.
think she's.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I feel like she did do because I was kind of surprised. It's like I think I guess this is just a tribute to her acting, but like the whole movie, I was like, I just don't see you, especially whenever you learn that she's the Agent Argylle, whatever. But then she actually she actually
Hold on.
transitioned her acting to where I was like, okay, you're like whenever she does the whole brainwashing scene later on, I was like, okay, you're presenting a more threatening presence than, I mean, that is just acting, but the whole time I was like, I just don't see it in the slightest. But yes, Jared.
Were you guys going into this like, oh, this is gonna be a good spy thriller? Were you
No.
guys like,
I
No.
went into it
Mhm.
being like, oh, this is probably going to be a comedy. I was expecting like Romancing the Stone.
which
Like I
I
did-
feel like we got just like
Like-
two older people that were
Yeah.
kind of into each other.
Like I wanted with that Sandra Bullock movie, if you guys remember
Oh,
that. I was
You had
hoping
hope
it'd
for
be
that
better
one?
that. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
no,
I kind of did too. And
but no, and then this one I was like, okay, it's not gonna be that bad. It's not gonna be that bad. It's just gonna be a romantic comedy or something like that. But then it hits a point and it
It's something.
This was basically, I think, Matthew Vaughn trying to be Guy Ritchie is what I thought he was trying to do.
I don't know what this was.
Because
yeah, I don't
Because the movie is normal. Like the movie is normal. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's normal.
yeah.
3/4 of it. You get the characters, the introductions, everything, and then it just hits this certain point where it just turns into Kingsman on acid with crack, but no actual point. They ice skate on oil.
There's a stupidest scene I
ice
have
skate
ever seen.
On oil. And
that
they make-
was the biggest drawback. I didn't like that.
They make this big deal about icing it on oil because they can't fire a gun. It's like this whole thing. It creates a whole scenario. It's like, screw it, fire the gun anyway. And then she just starts
Yeah.
spinning like a freaking Olympian, shooting bullets everywhere. Like my brain was like, it's like the IQ of this production just went from maybe
That's-
65 to 2.
That scene was bad.
It was
I'm not gonna.
absurd. Like
I kind of like the smoke screen scene, but that was
No,
fine.
that,
It
that
went on
was
I like-
terrible.
so
no,
Oh, that was
I
fine.
liked that one. I liked that
Oh,
one.
I
Jared.
laughed a little bit, but only out of discomfort because it went on so long. Like
It did.
It's like sure, one hallway. Do the exit that way. That's fine. Then go into a crazy fight scene that actually looks impressive rather than this weird dancing choreography of goofiness. But like it went on for corridors and corridors, and then they didn't even get out. And he's like they have the sense of this movie. There's so many things that makes zero sense. It's like this line where, I mean, they probably killed 40, 50 people in that hallway. It was just wave after wave. And then he turns to Carlos and he goes, Carlos, take everyone you got. I don't care. Take everyone. Carlos takes like 12 dudes. It's like, that's all your guys like. He acts like it's gonna be this big army that go into
That's
the oil
all that was
room.
left.
But he just takes that. But yeah, it hit that. And then you hit the fight scene on top of the boat. And then I was telling Joseph this. The guy next to me. Now I will admit, I didn't expect her to be Agent Argylle. That took me by surprise. But the dozen other twists that made up the second half of this movie were about readable from 45 minutes before the twist happened. But the guy next to me, every time a woman would come, he go, oh, and then you get the the agent that died in the Jeep whenever in the beginning of the movie with Henry Cavill
Oh yeah.
in the story. She comes back with her little cover face on. You're like, who on earth could be doing this? Although the fact that she was the person that the fan that wrote in the thing, I was like, that's a cool little neat twist. But the fact that she was still alive wasn't surprising in the slightest. But when she pulled down her handkerchief, this man gasped next to me. He's
It
like,
was so stupid.
it's like she's alive. I'm like, are you that into this, bro?
I did like that dialogue about the heart, like the heart cavity or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
He's like, "Who wrote this? Jeffrey Dahmer?"
That was pretty funny. But yeah, there are definitely funny bits in this movie. I definitely laughed during this movie for sure. Probably wouldn't have laughed as much or enjoyed it as much. Enjoyed the bits I did if I was watching it by myself. Maybe having a room full of goofy theater people just there to have a good time definitely was a plus for this movie. But yeah, no, when it was just like okay until it hit that point.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, this is bad. This is really bad going the rest of this movie. It's just bad. It needed to end and it finally ended. But it was
It was long too.
And then-
it felt long.
and then it just hurts. Like it shouldn't hurt my brain as much as it did whenever Bryan Cranston's coming in with his shotgun and they're just both having a not bro moment because they're in a romantic relationship, but that's really like he's calling her kid, and I'm very confused by that. I'm like, how old are you? How old is she? Should you be together? I don't know. But and then they're in the server room just like chilling, hanging out, and I'm like, they're spies. You're trying to tell me that these people are spies. They're not watching their backs, or Bryan Cranston just walk up with his Clementine friend and blast their brains off. I don't know. That killed me so much. It shouldn't bother me, that scene, because the whole movie's goofy. But that scene, I was like, just turn around, watch the door. What are you doing?
Made less sense that he didn't just blow them
I know. It's like
in the head, like
you wanted
blew
them
their
dead
head off
this whole time. Just
but
kill
let
them.
the cat jump on you. But
I didn't realize they were on a boat until they came out, though. I was like, oh, huh, fair enough.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, where's all this oil coming from?
Yeah. And let's talk about the oil and the cat for a moment.
The oil.
Because the oil comes out and it looks like it's something from like Charlie and Chocolate Factory age of graphics. and this is like a high budget film. And then the cat. We were discussing, why is the cat CGI 75% of the time?
Because you can't have a cat in the backpack.
They have them in the backpack all the
PETA
time.
will have a fit.
People always have them. Or just even, I think it was CGI when it was on the countertop. It was CGI when it was in that woman's
Was it
arm on the boat.
Ever real?
There was,
Yeah.
I didn't
I
think it was
recognized
real at all.
2 times.
Well, no, that
was
time
like,
when it
that's a
was
real
eating.
cat. There's a couple times that's a real cat. But I guess they just wanted the face to be fluffier and cuter than it probably actually is, and the eyes to be like really focused and get it going. But that came into it. So yeah, no, this movie was not for me. A little bit of humor, but I think it was just amplified by the theater aspect of it.
I think we need to have a big conversation with Hollywood. I don't want any animals if you have to CGI them.
Yeah,
Just don't write an animal.
And like we said, there's no point to that cat in this whole movie at all.
I don't think PETA lets them do animals anymore.
They don't. That's why you can't have them most of the time, but don't have them at all.
Although I will say this, there is no better way to lose your audience for the sympathy of the main character than have them do what they did in this movie, where she just left the cat in the building. It's like, who on earth cares about that main character after that point? It's like, she left her pet. No, screw you, you die. Yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
this movie's not good. No.
I do have a
Yeah.
criticism about something, but it's very random.
Okay.
And how my brain works is kind of stupid, but I'm going to say it anyway. So when Bryan Cranston has Clementine, his shotgun, right? So he's like, my grandfather had this in the war. I'm just like, no, he didn't. Your grandfather would have to be like 190 years old, because that's an 1897 shotgun. And that was used during World War II or World War I, not World War II. That would be a very old shotgun. So also that thing is
Maybe just
almost
like the
priceless.
When did this take place? Because remember at the end where
They
the
have cell
credits where it's
phones.
like 20 years before this. They do have cell phones?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They had a lot of things. In this
I guess
movie.
it is modern time then.
And then also that scene where he does the whole turn and shoots the guy with the shotgun anyway. Like, I don't know where you focused on, but I focused on Bryan Cranston. There's the biggest like cut where his body turns, where they cut a little bit out of it. I was like, what prevented you from having his full turn there if you just wanted to get the timing better or something? I don't know. It was a weird cut on his body. Unless
Also,
he
he
did like
better
an about
be-
face really fast.
He better be firing metal shotgun shells out of that thing, because plastic won't do very well. So, but that's my random brain. So
Yeah, so that's this movie.
Yeah. So this has got to be the stupidest movie one of the stupidest movies I've ever seen. And like
that
Michael
cannot
said,
be that cannot be true. You've seen Monster Hunter, all right?
I like Monster Hunter.
And you're
Monster Hunter
stupid
was
for
fun.
liking that.
Monster Hunter was just bad. It wasn't stupid. Nothing happened in Monster Hunter. This is purely stupid. Like this movie, that's a great word for it. It's just stupid.
It's like Michael said, I was fine with it for the first 2/3. I'm like, okay, this is just a plain spy action. I was fine with that. That's what I expected. That's what I wanted. But then it makes a turn. Where is this turn? And do you guys remember the part where you guys just kind of lost it for this movie?
It was just when they got to that last boat, or before we knew it was a
Yeah.
boat. It was like whenever because how does she get knocked out? She shows up there.
They had tea. That tea
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
that
the
spiked.
T knocked him out in the
tea.
thing, and then that's the turn right there is the T right after that tea, because they go and they have that little dance in the thing. It's kind of nice, you know. They're having their romantic reconnection. He's like, "No, we were together the whole time. So the horse out so hard for me not to say that I love you." Da, 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 da. Then they go up to meet the secret keeper lady. And then the mom's live. She's like, "I'm back. You shot me, but I got up, and you didn't check if I was dead. Why? I don't know, but I'm alive." And then we're gonna go have tea because you can bring sleeping pills to the place without weapons. To the Continental. That's not in this movie. It's in John Wick, you know. But and so yeah, that's the turn.
Okay. Because I was trying to make notes in like my head, like what are the really dumb parts, and I had some, and then it just like vaporized my mind when we get to that part. So I can't really remember what I hated about the normal scenes.
Yeah, it seems like very less of an egregious offense compared to the end of the movie.
I remember she like gets very mad that he hates cats in reality. Remember when he's like, "Oh, I
he
like
lied
cats."
to her because he said he likes cats, and then he lied.
She's like, "You lied. You said you like cats," and it's like, "What's wrong with you?"
She's a cat lady.
She is a cat lady. This movie feels like it was written by cat ladies, or like a weird 12-year-old girl. It's like a normal writer for most of it, and then 12-year-old girl just comes in and knocks out the end. So
colors.
That's what this
We're gonna
movie
have smoke of colors.
Yeah, we got rainbow clouds going around.
I love ice skating.
We don't know how ice works. It's not oil. Oil and ice aren't the same.
If you step on knives, the handle will automatically break off and turn your shoe into an ice skate. If you're wondering.
And then we've reached the peak of spy fiction. Because the peak is, it was English the whole time. Mom,
I want to say something
mom's
about this. I want to
English.
say something about this, by the way.
The-
So at the very end of this movie, I had an epiphany and I went, son of a, and like when we're all sitting together, I audibly went, son of a bitch, Joseph. Like the joke like from like 7 hours ago finally hit, and I was angry. I was so angry in the middle of that movie theater.
I don't get why you're so angry.
Because it was a stupid joke and I finally got it.
It was funny.
So yeah, we can't forget new Bond movies because there's never going to beat this. They were just English the whole time, man. We've hit
the Queens.
We've hit peak twist. So yeah. So it turns out her mom and Bryan Cranston aren't really her parents. They're evil spies. And her mom, for some reason, was English the whole time.
That was another point the man gasped was whenever the door opened and Bryan Cranston's staying there.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't see that coming, sir?
Like from a mile away. As soon as she's like on the phone and she's like, "Hey, we need a ticket to London."
Yeah,
you
the
knew
dad
it was
never
gonna be
shows up.
Bryan
You're like,
Cranston. Yeah. Oh man.
that was funny.
There's so much bad in this movie. I don't like the turn that she's actually the spy. Argylle or what
Rachel Kyle or something.
Rachel Kyle. Oh my goodness, that was terrible. Because they've done that before. I don't remember what it was, but they've done something where it's the name was like actually two names apart or something like that. Sam Rockwell, he starts off fine. He starts off as Sam Rockwell. Remember that scene when they're in the building and he's like fighting him off, and they have that stupid conversation about how to crush a skull. So she's like over there trying to crush skulls, but she can't crush them because he doesn't want to. She's not a monster.
If you have a gun, just shoot it.
Yeah. You gotta. For some reason, she runs up to the roof because that's how you escape a building, by going up to the roof. They throw a cat off the building. They get into a boat.
They were proud of that too because it was in every trailer.
Yeah.
They're proud of that cat falling off the building and bouncing back up.
He just like her, he gets terrible after it's revealed that she was our Rachel Kelly, or I can't remember her name. Rachel Kyle. He just turns into this weird like beta male, and he's like all in love with her, and he's like, she's like swinging him around in the air, and like she's like being the man in the dance and stuff like that. It's so weird. Samuel L. Jackson, like you said, he loves cats for some reason now. He's always got to be in a cat movie. It's from the Marvels.
Oh,
He didn't,
I
he
was
didn't
like-
interact with the cat at all.
What, in the
They're
Marvels?
Spirit,
No,
Joey.
in this.
Oh.
Oh, you know, but he says it's like, "Oh, I like that cat." Oh,
Just
oh,
'cause
she
they
like
had the
named him.
name.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she named him. Like Michael said, he pretty much just sits at a table making weird noises.
watching
bangs
the
on stuff.
Lakers.
He's like
with
Carl,
Yeah.
Pinot
Carl
Noir.
starts happening. He's slapping the table. That was
Yeah.
this man every time a loading bar continued.
I will admit that all of us did laugh every time Bryan Cranston said, "Carlos, go kill them. Carlos, do something. Carlos." The way he said Carlos was funny. You know, it's just
Oh man, this was terrible. What else? So we got a lot of bad stuff in this.
Well, let's discuss this ending bit. Does anyone have a theory of why Hick Cavill's in the crowd? I don't understand it. He's just. I even tried to look it up a little bit, but he's just there, and she's like, maybe
I don't know either.
maybe it was no. I don't understand.
It's got to be something from her subconscious, right? Because she
You'd
like
think, or maybe she took that guy's image and made it Buzzhead McGee. I don't know.
it's so weird because he's like, "Hey, you want to
then
know
I
why
don't-
I'm here?"
He's got
I
dip
don't
in his lip.
really understand the end credit scene.
Oh, I don't get
Where-
that at all.
Is it like inside of the Argylle story, or is it in the real world?
I don't know.
I think she's writing the Argylle, or she's writing the Kingsman. I think that's what's happening.
I was lost when those.
I don't know. Like everybody kind of like looked at it like,
That was very confusing.
What is that?
Because it says like Argylle, the book 1 coming out.
yeah, coming soon, and but we're like, but then it says Kingsman. You're just like, what?
Poor Matthew Vaughn, man. He is so hyped for this to be a series. He's like, we're gonna make a trilogy. It's connected to Kingsman. He wants to do a Superman Red Sun movie, but this movie made like 18 million, so it did not do
Uh-oh.
very good at the box office. But yeah, man, this is so bad. The ending is some of the worst stuff I have ever seen.
It was
the
a steep decline, that's for sure. From a not very high cliff.
I remember something. She like shoots him, remember, and then like hits him. There's very little blood. There's like one little.
Yeah,
It's
she
just like a
stopped
little tiny stain.
Oh,
Even before she
Just a little
goes to
thumb
stop
twisty
it.
in there.
Yeah. Why didn't he go like, ah?
Yeah, it's like, oh god, that hurt, woman.
There's so much more I should have written down, but I was in the middle of a movie theater and I couldn't really do that.
You need to get one of those little light pins. So like,
Yeah. Boy, the music I was just irritating like the whole time. The stupid theme wanted to
didn't notice
play.
I did not
remember
know- I didn't
music,
know
yeah.
music at all. Yeah.
It was very, just monotonous.
Just like your
Dang.
speech.
I don't know, man. It's just I don't know what you're expecting from this. I got what I expected.
I was
That's-
expecting the first 2/3 of the movie, and then it just like
It reminded me of the Killers. If you ever seen that movie where the lady's
Long time
married
ago.
to Ashton Kutcher and it turns
Yeah.
out to be a spy.
I mean, honestly, it did. Yeah, that's the thing. It does remind me of like a mid 2000s like rom-com spy movie,
Yeah.
like that one. And what was that, Night and Day with
Oh yeah.
Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz?
See,
Yeah,
that's
like-
what I was expecting, stuff like that. But then
That's
the
kinda
train
what we
just
got,
goes over.
though.
You got
Cliff.
that for 2/3 of it. The last third
Yeah.
is something completely different. It's
The
like
train
Willy
just
Wonka.
falls off.
I don't know
the
what you
cliff.
guys want.
I'm not gonna defend that it wasn't
yeah.
stupid. It was stupid, but it wasn't offensive. I
Same.
guess.
I'll be the exact same thing. Like, I didn't hate this movie. Is this movie amazing?
We have seen dirt, and this was not dirt. I don't know why we're so vicious to this movie.
I don't know
I don't
either.
know,
Like,
man.
I did not hate the time that I watched this. I was like, oh, that was kind of fun, and that's
think
it.
it's
That's
just
really
this-
all I'm leaving.
The surprising bit of it was a okay to decently watchable movie until it hit a point where it's just like, what happened? Did they run out of? Did they not finish the script and be like, let's just take ideas, throw it at the wall, and just skate on oil? That's the best they came up
I-
with to wrap
I
this
kind
story
of feel
together.
like that's how his movies are, though. Like,
Yeah,
But I mean,
kinda
they
throw-
don't. They
What
kind
about
of
the
just.
scene
Yeah.
where she's controlling her with that music box.
Yeah, because
And
they
she's, like,
planted that
fight-
earlier in the hotel or the hospital room.
She's kicking Sam Rockwell's butt, and it's
Yeah, but he didn't fight though on purpose though. It's not like
He tried. He tried.
And they
but he
already
started
established
getting
that
his
she
butt
can't
kicked.
kick his butt in the earlier scenes.
Also, it's like he sees another because the spy stuff bothers me. Like, okay, for this scene, whenever the music box stops and they clearly could stop, he decides to hold her face rather than jump the lady with the music box. It's like she's
Yeah.
obviously gonna wind it. And then another
Because
one,
he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill her," or something like that. But he doesn't do anything.
And then it's like she's winding it. What do you think is gonna happen when she winds it? You are the worst spy. And then speaking of worst spy, this scene also bothered me in the park whenever they're looking on the laptop to try and find the
Yeah.
guy. It's like, you're in London. You're not expected to be on every camera possible against this giant organization that has control over everything. You don't expect to be heard, seen, and watched. Like, like yeah,
I
that
don't
bothered
even
me too.
understand the plot. Why? So her parents are the bad guys, right? So she's
Yeah.
on the train to go over to them, right?
But she works for the bad guys.
And they want her to finish the story, I guess. So I
To
guess
get information on where the file is.
Because the file gave all the information of them to
Didn't he throw the
Argylle.
file in the fire? How does she?
He burnt-
Like,
yeah,
how
he
are they
burnt that one.
uploading it?
I don't
'Cause
I don't know.
No,
They
no,
show, like, their
they ha-
backup servers.
No,
of
no, no.
file-
They hacked. Okay, so the hacker hacked is it called the division? Is that what it's
yeah,
called?
yeah.
The division.
Yeah. So the hacker hacked the division's mainframe and got that separate file. So they're
Yeah.
trying to get that file back so people don't know what they have or who's part of the division. So when she uploads a file to Argylle, Samuel L. Jackson's Argylle, he gets the file. Now, when he's burning it, he's burning their copy.
Oh,
So she's
okay.
sending him a separate.
So
copy.
this one doesn't even really matter. They can just send it from the main hub.
It didn't, but there was that rogue file that was out there, and they were trying to find out where it was.
Okay. But they know everyone on the division. It's all them. Everyone involved is them.
I think you two are just determined to hate this movie no matter what. So I
I
think we should
didn't
leave
hate
it
the
there.
movie. It's just stupid. It's real
Yes.
Like
stupid.
I was
It's-
saying,
we're
she's
not-
on the train.
We're not debating that it's not stupid.
She's on
It's
the train
very
to-
dumb.
She's on the train to go to the parents, right?
Yes.
Why is there so many spies on that train? Are they protecting her from Sam Rockwell?
Yeah, because they know that he got on the
Because
train.
he's the only one that knows who she really is.
And
They
who
want
said-
this lie to continue.
And if he's so much in love with her, why does he say, "I want to put a bullet in her head"?
He
Because
says
he
"Put a
doesn't
bullet
like the new
in
version of her.
Ellie." He
But
doesn't
who
like
would say
Ellie
that? It's the same person. Why would he still say
because he doesn't really
They
like
needed-
Ellie.
They needed us to not like Sam Rockwell at
they
that
He
needed the
even
cat to
says
go.
that. He even says that. Like, you take things way too literally. I don't want to put a bullet in you.
But who would say that? It's the same person.
Thomas says that to us every day.
It's true. It's true.
This is a dumb argument, Joseph. Quit.
Oh man, this movie has broken this podcast.
It's
The
just fucking you
division-
two. It's a dumb movie, and you guys are like, no, it should have been better for some reason.
I don't have the expectations that y'all apparently
I
have.
didn't
Like,
have
I
an
wouldn't-
expectation. It's just the shift.
Obviously, you did.
The shift is what disturbs me because the movie set an expectation 2/3 of it, and then it broke that expectation with whatever the rest of it was. That's where the shift of my absurd bafflement comes from.
Yeah,
Is the
I was
last part of it. If the
fine-
movie had ended the way it began and ran, I'd be like, not
Yeah.
great, but it was whatever. It was fun.
I was
laughs.
fine with an average movie, but then it just fell off the cliff somewhere, and it was like,
It turned
what the
bizarre.
heck happened?
That's what Joseph and I want to know. What the heck happened? What
It
happened?
feels like two different
It
writers
does.
wrote this
It
movie.
really does. He gave it to his 4-year-old daughter to finish
Yeah, his
off.
niece.
Yeah,
Hey,
his niece,
niece. Come write the rest of this.
Maybe you finished it with AI. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
possible. Oh,
It's possible.
okay, we gotta end this. I'm gonna have an aneurysm or something.
Well, now we know what will kill Joseph, like a subpar movie. I
Argylle
guess.
book 1.
I take Monster Hunter all the days.
No,
I'm
that's
like,
just
"This, man."
stupid.
Yeah, no,
That's
I can't die on that hill with you.
That's a gamer word right there. I can't. That's just so stupid.
Someone else said that. I think Johnny. You gotta watch it with Johnny. Apparently, Johnny likes the movie, and I was
It
like,
was fine.
Johnny, this movie's terrible.
Wait, he liked Monster Hunter.
I'm pretty sure it was him. It's either him or Carlos. I can't remember which.
It might be Carlos. Sounds like it.
It
would
seems
be,
like Carlos, but also Carlos doesn't watch
Yeah.
live action, so I'm like, I doubt Carlos saw that
true.
movie.
He
You guys
will
wanna
if it's
know-
something he likes.
You
What?
guys want to know what this writer has done else?
No.
The writer? Okay.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, the first one.
Well, that wasn't bad.
It Chapter 2,
Not
I've never
great.
saw it.
Not great at all.
and then one of the Ice Ages.
Which
Think
one?
the second one?
It's a throw a dart at a wall. Maybe you'll.
Continental Drift.
It shouldn't be that bad then. None of those movies are that bad. Oh, I haven't seen It Part 2. I heard that's bad.
It's not
Oh.
good.
It's not as good as the first.
Not as good as the first. Yeah. Chemistry in the cast is good, but the rest of the movies is not very.
Yeah, it's just
well
it's so
structured.
disjointed. It's such a weird movie.
All right. I think we've come to the end of the Argylle talk. So let us know in the comments what you thought of the movie. Did it break your brain or were you okay with it?
Well,
Yeah.
that's very argumentative.
Did it break your brain, or are you just broke?
Do you think it's the dumbest movie of all time, or do you just think it was okay?
Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff. And we will see you next time. Bye.